Why conditions do not matter and why the door will always open for you. This is coming from a recent session I had with one of my clients, and she was telling me a story about how a plane that she was going to be late for, she almost missed, and they actually had shut the door to the plane. And when they shut the door, that's pretty serious. I used to be a flight attendant, so I know when they shut the door, they would not reopen it. It would take a lot for them to reopen it. And she had already decided, though, that she would be on that plane. And she was having a couple cocktails with coworkers in the airport, and time flew by. And she said, I'm going to be on that plane. So she goes to the gate, and they said the door closed, and she said, can I still get on? And they said, of course. And they opened the door, and she said, is it that easy, Rose? And I said, yes, it is. So stick with me. You're really going to like this, because I want to share with you, I want to get into a little bit more in depth of why conditions do not matter. And I think you're really going to resonate with this video, and it's going to really deepen your faith and your confidence in why you can have anything you want, no matter if the door is closed or not. So welcome, my name is Rose, and welcome to The Rosey Life, where we help you free your mind and follow your heart so you live a life that you love. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, you can go to RoseyLife.com. You can read on the different ways that you can do one-on-one coaching with me, or you can join the Rosey Life course and community, where I show up weekly to do live Q&A and dive deeper into different topics for those in that community. And of course, there's the new course that I created for those of you who would like to really understand imagination on a deeper level. And that's more answering the why we have imagination and why it works for everything. Okay, so all the information is below. So let's get to this video. And I really love the topic of love. And this video is really all based on love, because first of all, that's all we are. Love is all there is. God is love. There is nothing but love. And all the spiritual teachers like Dr. Joseph Murphy, Neville Goddard, all the spiritual teachers have talked about that there is nothing but God. And they say this a lot in their books and lectures. And of course, in scripture, in the Bible, they talk about so many beautiful verses about love, that love your brothers as yourself, like God has loved you. That love is patient, love is kind, it's not boastful or jealous, right? There's so many wonderful scriptures in the Bible, especially in Corinthians, that talk about love, what it really is. And when I refer to love in God, it's not, a lot of people immediately go to the love that you have in a relationship or with kids. And while everything is love, people think that the feelings of fleeting love that come and go is what I'm talking about, and it is not. We're going to talk about divine love, which is unconditional love, and it is possible, and it does exist because it is who you are. You're living and breathing. You are the evidence of unconditional love. So when it comes to manifesting or changing your life in the way that you want to see changes, it happens very naturally the more that you start identifying with yourself as this infinite being. I am love. I've had so many clients recently say to me, Rose, why is everything in my life so different? It's so easy now. And before I was trying, and I was working with these different teachers and coaches and books and scripting and affirming, and nothing was happening. And now I'm not hardly doing anything. I'm not doing anything, and everything is just falling on my lap. And I said, that's because you're identifying more with who you are, and that is what happens. You're identifying yourself as that powerful being that you are. So when it comes to unconditional love, it's important to understand what unconditional love really means and how it applies to the law, because God is love, but God is also the law. So this is what we have the power to utilize. This is what dwells within us, is God's love and the law. And the reason why no conditions matter, no circumstances matter, because there is no exception to this law. There is no exception whatsoever to the law. Why? Because love is unconditional. And I want to share with you a few things that I wrote here for you guys. So divine unconditional love is who you are. It's the I am. That is who we are, the I am, right? So love gave us free will. Love gave us free will to choose anything that we desire. So we have the free will to choose anything that we want to have and experience in our life. So nothing is being limited. There's no exceptions to what we get to choose from. So we have free will to choose. And this is where your free will ends. And free will is what I mean is to you. Every single person has free will in their reality. So whatever you want, you get. It's not, you don't have to concern yourself with other people's free will because they have it too, but in their reality. So their reality and your reality are parallel, but they don't cross over because you cannot experience another person's reality. You only experience your own. So we have the free will to choose anything we want. What you believe and assume is, so you start with your choice and then you believe or assume that this is who you are. And then with thought and feeling, which I've mentioned in other videos, that feeling that Neville Goddard talks about, that feeling is a secret. I think it's one of my main videos that I made a few years ago about really what he's talking about is conviction is knowing. Knowing is a secret. And it's not about feeling like excited, happy, glad, mad. No, it's about knowing, right? It's your thought and your know that this who you are, right? Because you have this belief and assumption that you've chosen, right? So you, within whatever you think and feel with conviction is what you're manifesting. And that includes, though, it has to be this way, you guys. It includes, if it's going to be law in lock, like sealed concrete law, it includes your fears. It includes your preferences. So if you have thoughts and fears, conviction about anything, right, even if the unseeming, unwanted, the law works for that too. So whatever you are with conviction, believing, and you think it, and you're assuming it. If you think it doesn't work, then it won't work. You will manifest the illusion of it not working for you, because that's a manifestation. All manifestations are part of this illusion. So you will manifest the fears as well, and you will also manifest your preferences. So when we come into learning about the law, we start learning that we don't have to manifest fears anymore, that we can choose to manifest only our preferences, only what we desire. And so we have the free will. What you believe and assume, you manifest how? With thoughts and feelings, or your conviction, the knowing of who you are, the I am. That is what you're using. You're using the conviction and knowing of who you are, the I am. And that includes fears, that includes your preferences that you choose. Now, down here, right, so the I am is divine love. Love is all, right? So when we hear Neville Goddard talking about law, the law of assumption or the law of attraction, right? The law is the law. The law is final. There's not multiple laws. All the laws lead to the one truth, the I am. All of them. They all lead back to you are the one in charge of your life. You are the center of your reality, that God is within you, and that nothing is outside of what you believe, because that is the law. So, however, this is really beautiful and this is important, and it really helped me, really sink into who I am, that love is love. And I'm not talking about Valentine's Day love or your puppy love, or that's all coming from love, but I'm not talking about love. I'm talking about divine unconditional love. That is God, that is you, that is what you're made of, and all the other feelings that you experience, happy, glad, mad, romanced, in puppy love, all of those are from love, but that's not the unconditional divine love that I'm talking about. This here is what I'm talking about, unconditional divine love. So For love to be truly unconditional, which it is, it has no conditions. No conditions at all, ever. Zero, zilp. No conditions. There's no like, you have to do this and then you get that. You have to be like this, or then you get that. You have to think like this and then you get like that. You have to feel this way, otherwise you can't get that. There's no conditions at all. So love is no limits. It has no limits whatsoever. There's no limitation. There's no limits. So it doesn't matter. There's nothing that you can do wrong. You can't do anything wrong. You're not broken. Love does not see you as broken. You see you as broken. You see yourself as traumatized. You see yourself as not being able to heal. And someone made a comment in one of the videos saying that they and their family were traumatized by some things and that they can't get over it. And that it's going to take them a while to release the thought that there's bad people in the world, or that, release them from the trauma in what they've experienced. And this is where it's at. It's like love doesn't see that. Love doesn't see the trauma. Love doesn't see what you're saying is broken or that can't be fixed. But your word is law. So what you're declaring is powerful, and it has to be. And we're going to get to that in a second. But love doesn't see that. Love only sees no limits, no conditions. Love doesn't see anything wrong. Okay, the door is open. I said 7:24 because just like my client went to the plane and the door was shut on the airplane, she said, I got on the plane and I said, I just did that. I made them open the door for me. And I said, yes. And I encouraged her to use that metaphysically in all her manifestations, and reminding herself that even when the door seems closed, even when it looks like a no, even when it looks like it's not working, even when it looks like it's impossible, even when you've been told no, right? You are the only final word. So even when it looks like the door is closed on you, it's not. You can open any door. In fact, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, I am the door. And so that means you are not only able to have the door open, but you are the door itself. So you can have the door open because you are the door itself, and you are the person behind the door. You are the door. You are all of it. You are all sides. That's what Neville meant about you're the actor, the director, the producer, the dancer, the singer, the music. You're all parts. So there's nothing that is not you. It's all you. So of course you can open a door. You can open any door to any job or any relationship or any opportunity, because you are all of those things. So there are no limits. So that unconditional love only knows to say yes to you. It doesn't tell you no. It doesn't judge you, and it says no. It doesn't judge you. It doesn't judge you. Remember, it also, for it to be unconditional love, it also includes your worst fears coming true. It also, if you think and believe that they will, then they will, because love only will say yes to you. But again, when we learn the law, we now understand that we don't have to focus on those fears, and we focus on our preferences, and that's what love also sees. So now the law is the law. For the law to be law and concrete, and for you to be able to lean back into the law and trust it with everything inside of you, it must be solid, right? It's like a rock. You know it's not going anywhere. It's not something that's going to flare around or flip-flop and have conditions and work sometimes, but not all the time. For a law to be a law, for it to be concrete, for you to be able to lean on it with all of your strength and all of your everything, your being within you, right? The law is the law, meaning it can't have any like exceptions to it. So this is why you can really lean into and trusting it, because the law always says yes. It'll say yes to your worst fears. It'll say yes to the thoughts and feelings that you don't like. It'll say yes to all of it, because it's unconditional love, remember? So no, it says it's no exceptions. The law has no exceptions. If you say so, it is. That simple. If you say so, if I say I want something, it is. If whatever I say goes. If I say I want it, it's done. It is that clear, squeaky clean, and simple. You want, I can't even remember, you don't have to even believe that it works. Because like there's some people that say it doesn't work, or they tried it, or they just refuse. They just like don't want to look at it, and they just want to go on their lives and pretend that they never learned about this stuff. They're still operating under unconditional love in the law. The choice is whether you want to remember and claim who you are. If you want to claim your power, and then you get to actually use the law and in whatever you want to. But whether you are asleep or awake, the law in love, unconditional love, works, and it's working through you all the time. So once you know it, you're not going to want to turn away from it, because you know it's working whether you are claiming it or not. It has to work. So for the law to be law, it has to always work. And it always works. And so you don't have to believe it, okay? But once you do understand in the law, right, then you choose to believe it. Why? Because you choose to believe that everything is coming from this unconditional love within you that only wants to please you and only wants to say yes. And I can't even say, and pleasing, yeah, it's kind of like my analogy that I gave before about a cat bringing you a dead mouse. It's just trying to please you, and it's just bringing you what you keep feeling and thinking and assuming and believing. And you can't blame the cat, you can't blame the law for it bringing you something that you don't want. If you see something that you don't want, it's trying to show you, but you asked for it, and you're just like, no, I wanted this. But yeah, but you're believing and feeling convicted about something else more. Do you see? So there's no tricks. There's nothing hidden. There's no sneaky, snipey or little sniper in the background, or some loophole magic book that no one's uncovered and the world doesn't know about. There is no tricks. The mirror is literally showing you what you really believe and assume to be true. There's no hiding. You can't hide from your own mirror. You can't hide from your own reflection. It's just you and your mirror. No one else is doing anything. No one else has power. No one else has free will. In your reality, no one has free will, just you. So what you keep telling yourself, what you keep assuming, what you keep believing, what you keep repeating to yourself, the world keeps bringing it to you at the door, like the cat with the mouse. And until you change within, you're going to keep getting the unwanted things in your life, or the wanted things. And when you start seeing the wanted things, now you're seeing how you're manipulating your energy, or how you're allowing the things to unfold for you, to come to you the way you want to, because you've made a choice to believe, you've made a choice to assume the things that you actually want to experience. But unconditional love is pure and says yes. And a lot of people's like, oh, what about all these bad things? It's like, it's unconditional love. There's no limits. There's no exceptions. And the law is a law. Whatever you assume and believe, you will experience in your reality. So that's what you want to focus on, is remembering this is concrete. This is like the only truth. This is what the Bible refers as to the good news. The truth is that you are the I am. You are the door. You are the way. This is who you are. There is no exceptions to any of this. So I really hope that this helps many of you understand and really sink in further into who you are, that you are everything. You are the all, and that conditions do not matter. Circumstances do not matter. Circumstances and conditions are there just showing you what you are assuming and believing about yourself, or about others or the world. And all you do is go within and you decide what it is that you want to, knowing that the love is there saying yes to you, and the law always will work no matter what. All right, my loves, thanks for liking the video. Thanks for subscribing to The Rosey Life. And thank you for your love and support. I truly appreciate you guys being here. And I just love you guys so much. And I love your comments. And I'm really enjoying the new clients that are signing up. You guys are so amazing. It's so much fun working with you guys. I look forward to reading your comments. And I just love you. And thanks again. And you guys are all freaking amazing. All right, bye.